What is going on, nerds? Today I'm playing an interesting deck that I feel like more people should be talking about. Noivern EX. So what Noivern EX does, for 2 colors, it does 70, and then next turn it takes no damage from basic Pokemon. Beating a lot of basic-based decks. Of course, Roaring Moon can one-hit it, but they also damage themselves. And then for a Psychic and a Dark, it does 140, and during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any special energy cards or stadiums from their hand. Which really shuts down decks like Mew, and along with Path to the Peak can shut off other stuff, because you put Path out, and then you block stadium cards, and nobody can remove the Path. Which shuts down a lot of decks, especially Gardevoir. This deck also plays 2 TM Devolution, which seems a little weird, but it essentially means that you auto-win the Charizard matchup. Because not only do you slow them down early with Path to Peak being locked in play, and Spiritomb to shut off their abilities as well, when they finally evolve up, you can just devolve them. And also, they don't do enough damage to one-hit your Noivern, especially considering you play Rigid Band, which makes the Stage 1 Pokemon attached to you take 30 less of attacks. Which is really crazy against Charizard, but also good against Tina. Because now, when they do 280, they're actually doing 250, and not one-hit KOing you. They can still use Star Requiem to one-hit KO you, but they can only do that once per game, and then after that, they don't KO you and they get rid of energy, which really slows them down. And you can also block basic Pokemon with Covert Flight, or block their Jet Energy with Dominant Echo, which really hurts Tina. I've got a Bibarel engine for draw cards, and I guess another interesting tech is Giacomo, which just auto-wins the Mew matchup, because I discard all the special energy from play, and then attack, and they can never attach any more special energy. Which just means it's kind of over. And I've got Spiritomb as well. So, seems like this deck has a very good matchup against a variety of meta decks. Let's see if that's actually true. Looks like I got a mulligan. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Double mulligan is scary. But that's not unexpected with this deck, considering I do play quite a small number of basics. Luminous Energy is really nice to power up the stuff. I didn't mention that, but it is nice. So Miraidon. The thing is, this deck is almost entirely basics, which means I can just completely lock some out of the game. And Rigid Band decreasing damage done to me by 30 makes it even harder for them, because their only real attacker option is Flaffy, and they can't use Flaffy if I have a Rigid Band attached. Because it only does 20 damage, and then I one-hit KO in return. So essentially, this should be an auto-win matchup for me, which is really nice. I don't even need to put any bench Pokemon down, I just do 70 repeatedly. It's really funny, actually. I think this deck is actually really well positioned, considering all these decks it beats. Let's see. I don't want to Aroma. I feel like I don't need to get any Pokemon in play, though, do I? Ultra Ball, Path. Do I need Rigid Band? I don't need Rigid Band, to be honest. I'm one-hitting a Flaffy if they get one down anyway. I feel like it's more worth it to just get a Noibat. Yeah. And now Aroma. Tails, I can get something. But I don't even know if it's actually worth getting anything. It's Heads. Well, that thins my deck, so that's okay. The problem is if I lose energy here. Because if he bosses the one with the energy attached, that could cause issues. But do I want to hold on to Luminous? And I'm just going to end turn. So if he ropes, it's scary. But I'm not too worried. I also have free retreat on the Noivern EX, so it means I can always retreat to the other Noivern if he doesn't find anything. The worry is rope knockout. It will not win him the game immediately, but it makes it tougher. How many energy to discard? None. So, essentially, if he either doesn't... Okay, switch. That's not a rope. That's good. Even if he knocks me out, I'm fine. XP share. Touch there, that's fine. Another XP share. Like, all this extra stuff doesn't matter. Peony. I doubt he's going to get an escape rope here. Nope, generator Nest Ball. That is not an escape rope, which is very good for me. Because it essentially means he ain't knocking nothing out on my bench. Most likely. Also, he has to draw into an energy here. He actually doesn't have one available. Oh, I hit 2. Darn. If Mew somehow draws into both Rope and Energy, that would be insane. Energy to the active. Nope. And he knocks me out. And then Noivern should, in theory, shut him down completely. To the point where he really can't do much at all. Which is absolutely hilarious. Like, there's really nothing he can do. Evolve. Attach. Covert Flight. Prevent damage from basics. And that should just be an auto win. I mean, legit, what can Miraidon do against that? I can't think of anything. That's legit just game, right? Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think anything on Miraidon can do that. Even Mew, like, doesn't block anything. He probably just loses, which is so funny to me. Vacuum, okay, that's fine. You can dig as deep into your deck as you want. I don't really care. I just you have return for 70. This deck is actually really fun. I've actually played in the past in a video, but it was totally different considering Rigid Band had not come out yet, and nor had TM Devolution, both of which are huge to this deck. And the meta was different. Let's see, he Flaffy's okay. I mean, Ampy very much. It's not like it goes to effects or anything. So what's the point of attaching to the Iron Hands when Ampy very much doesn't really do anything for him? Yeah, he takes no damage. So there's really nothing my opponent can do at this point, right? I just Covert Flight over and over again until his whole board's knocked out. Which is ridiculous. Alright, let me see. Let me point out ways he could possibly win. So Flaffy does 50 damage, right? Which is enough. Oh, he concedes. It's not enough, but it does stuff. And if he played Palmot, which is rare but possible, and then I could also lose. Anyway, that's it. Let's get into another game, though, because that was fast. Alright. So I'm going first. It may seem weird to go first, but I need to get the early lock with Noivern if possible, which is why that's correct, despite seeming kind of risky. Because if I can lock as early as possible with Noivern, that's good. Let's see, what am I fighting? I'm fighting, bro. Again? Again? Is this the same guy? What? Just fighting Miraidon again. Honestly, kind of hilarious. Oh man, I'm just gonna chow down on him again, aren't I? Okay, I don't have a bunch of energy available, so it might take a little bit longer. But we'll see. I don't know if this is the same guy or not. It might be. Oh my gosh, Aroma. I wish I had an energy, but it's like okay that I don't. Ooh. Could get a Bibarel, but I'm going to research next turn probably. So I don't think that's worth getting. I think I actually fail it, maybe? I'll get a Noivern. Might as well. I'm probably going to Iono next turn. Nest Ball. Gotta get a Noibat. And then just end turn. This is kind of weird. I think I'm in a good position though. Once I get Noivern up, he just completely locked out. So it's kind of game. I don't know why I'm fighting so much right on the ladder, but it's definitely a good matchup. Tandem unit. Let's see what he gets. Raikou, Mareep, okay. Interesting. Does that. Gets a Squawk. That's somewhat of a setup. Pretty good. I don't think turn 1 hand does all that much, to be honest, though. It takes 2 prizes, which is good for him, but then after that, he's really not set up. I even have Rigid Band to prevent future damage, and just kind of lock him out of it. And Research lets me dig really deep into my deck. But if... oh, he didn't get energy there. I think he... oh, he's going to Squawk before Restart? I feel like Restart first would make sense, right? Maybe not. I just feel like it digs you deeper. I mean, turn 1 Amp is pretty darn good. But this is also kind of a comeback deck, because sometimes it takes at least 1 turn to get the lock. And when a lot of things get a turn 1 attack, I end up acting like I'm trying to come back. which is interesting. Bring up Noibat. I wish I had an energy in my starting hand, but it really doesn't matter because I don't see any way he's KOing me. Put down, attach, research. I don't care that I trash all those important resources as long as I find energy, which I do. I can put Path out as well just to slow down. And hopefully Iono digs me into an energy. Honestly, I could Ultra Ball for something just to thin my deck. I don't hate that. I kind of like that. What do I want? I can get a Bidoof. I'm probably not going to put the Bidoof down, but I'm going to get it just to have it available. I literally just need to draw into an energy off the Iono. Any energy, because Luminous Energy counts as both types that I need. So this should be totally fine. Fluffy, okay. I mean, he gets to hit me relatively hard, but the problem is he didn't put down Raichu, which pretty much guarantees he's not knocking me out. If he had put down Raichu V, he might have had a chance of knocking me out, but he didn't, so it's not going to happen. So as I expected, he's powering up the Flappy, but it only does 20 damage when I have this tool attached, which means it really doesn't matter that much. Although he is damaging me ahead of time, which technically could do something. I don't know. Let's dig. If I don't find energy, I'm going to be upset. But I'm not going to have loss necessarily. I do find energy. Perfect. Attach. Covert Flight. 70. Take no damage from basics. So now Iron Hands can't hit me, which is awesome. If he hits me with Flaffy, he's only doing 20 damage because of Rigid Band, which is pretty much nothing. He does vacuum off the Rigid Band. Okay. So now he's doing 50. And I don't want to hit him in return. But 50 is still not much damage at all. Peony, okay. He's really digging deep in his deck. I think he's probably only playing one Flaffy as well, because of the fact that he's playing the Peony build. Which also is tough for him when he's not KOing me. Oh, we got the Rod, which means that does get him Flaffy back if he uses the Rod. Switch it to Mew, okay. Very interesting. So he gets an energy back. How many vacuum is he playing? Probably not enough to ever knock me out. Just having another Rigid Band in the hand is pretty huge for me here. I doubt he plays another vacuum. If he does, that would be kind of shocking. So I don't put down another Pokemon just because he can amp into it, and that would be tough. I just Covert Flight, block basics. So now he only does 20. And he concedes. This is insane! Alrighty. Let's do another match. Oh, please don't be some Miraidon. I want to show how this can beat other stuff too. Oh, what? Am I fighting another control type deck? Oh my gosh. Control versus control, anyone? That's gonna be fun. So I don't put down any Bidoofs in this match, right? I just get down like double Noivern. Both of them have free retreat. And he barely does any damage except with like special conditions, which isn't enough. So essentially, yeah, I just get down double Noivern. I mean, Rigid Band blocks a lot of damage, which is awesome. If that's heads, I'm not getting anything. It's tails, so I get annoyed that. Because I think getting triple Noivern is fine, actually. Could get Spiritomb, but I think his deck is kind of trying to trap me, which is why it's probably not worth it. Just get a bunch of Noibats down, to be honest. Do this. Do I research? I think I research. It's kind of weird when I have a lot of support in the hand, but I think it's correct. Ooh. Attach Luminous. And end turn. TM Devo is probably not useful in this matchup. But that's okay. It's really just there so I can pretty much auto-win Zard. Because I love beating Zard. It's kind of a anti-meta deck, so beating Zard is important. 30, Confusion. Oh, Evolving turns off Confusion, which is super nice. Is it? Yeah, Evolving turns off Confusion. I can also turn off Spidops with Path and then lock him. What I was going to say. Oh, right. Lock Path in play with my attack so that he can't remove my Path. Which also means he can't draw with Rotom, which is really tough for him, actually. Chorus. Okay. That's an interesting supporter to play. It's a pretty strong supporter, though, and it keeps some good stuff. It keeps the hand, which I guess is relatively important to him, to keep his hand available. So Confusion, no poison. For some reason I thought that was poison, which means he's going to start doing no damage in a second. Attach Psychic. Iono. If I can find an Ultra Ball or a Capturing Aroma for a Noivern, that would be great. Double, okay. I'm item locked. I forgot about item lock, to be honest. I actually forgot about the item lock. That's kind of crazy. That could actually be tough. That makes this tough. Because I did not find a Noivern and I'm item locked. I think I put out Path. And then do I retreat? I don't hate retreating, actually. I think I retreat off the Psychic. It's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. I forgot about the item lock involved with Venomoth. But I feel like I can draw into my important pieces pretty soon. And as long as I do that, I'm fine. Because I just need to get a Noivern up, and then I can win, essentially. Kind of tough. Vexing Plotter, yep. Just need to find Noivern. If I can find a supporter to dig deeper, that'll get research. I do use that. Double Noivern. That's really good, actually. I think I attached Dark to the active right now. Eventually he'll knock me out, but that's okay. Actually, doesn't Spite Ops... Oh, Spite Ops is shut off. I forgot Spite Ops was shut off because of Path. When I can actually retreat and then Dominating Echo for knockout. Oh my god! And now Path is also locked in play because of Dominating Echo. This deck is so fun. So now he brings up Spite Ops. Of course he's going to confuse me. That's fine. I still have a 50-50 chance of him not doing much to me, really. Counter Catcher, so he's going to try and trap me. The thing is, he's not really trapping me. Because of the fact that his Spite Ops is completely shut off right now. Which completely locks Path in play. Seal Stone, okay. I mean, he can try and stall me as much as he wants, but I got plenty of energy left to retreat with Noibat, and eventually I'll find a Noivern as well. So it's like there's not much you can do. What did you get off the Seal Stone is an interesting question. I'm not sure. I know it's not a meta deck, but it's a similar thing to meta decks where I just lock Path in play and they can't do a thing. I'm not even sure if the Spiritomb is necessary. Might just be good enough without it. It's funny how I haven't even been putting down Bidoof, and this is a matchup where I actually don't want to put down Bidoof at all. I think I attach a... Oh, I have a Psychic in the discard, so I'll attach a Dark. It really doesn't matter that much. Either way. Treat. Dominating Echo. Keep the stadium completely locked into play. This is, like, seemingly unwinnable for him. I guess you can attack with Spite Ops, which does more for each colorist than the retreat cost. Problem is I have a really low retreat cost. So it really doesn't do that much damage. Plus, Rigid Band decreases it even more. Does he bring up Noivern? That's fine. He also needs the Evolution. Iono? Imagine that just draws me into Noivern. That would be amazing. No, but it draws me into a retreating energy. So, pretty much just as good. What's crazy is he doesn't even knock me out here. And that I've got another Rigid Band. That's also kind of crazy. I guess that doesn't matter which energy I use. I guess I use Psychic, yeah. I'll attach the Rigid Band here. And now Dominating Echo, locking Path in play again. And now he doesn't have an attacker available. He just misses an attack. Which is really bad for him. Another Noibat, I'm not going to put that one down for sure. It's not necessary. Bunch of energy. This is kind of insane. Honestly, I think maybe I just hold my energy in my hand. Keep it available for like retreating or something in case he finds a vacuum. I mean, I could play down some of it, maybe. But I don't think it's really necessary. at this point. Who's he even bringing up? I don't know. This is like crazy. This deck seems kind of cracked. Who's he even bringing up? He's just sitting there. I don't know what's going on. Kind of weird. Maybe he just stopped playing, just kind of started sitting there. Either it's a desync, or he got upset and decided to just sit there. I'm not sure which. If he did decide to just sit there, I'll give him a loss for disconnection in a sec, though. So that's good. Yeah, it looks like he's not here. So let's see. If he was here, how could he possibly win? Pretty much the only way is to power up Spidops and start hitting for 90. Problem is I 2-hit his Spidops, and how he 3 hits my Noivern. And I'm ahead on prizes, so it's like not really doing that much to do Spidops. He could try to hit my Noibat, but he's going to knock out my Noibat. He can't really trap it. I don't know if he plays Erica's, whatever Erica's card is, Erica's Invitation, or he plays Echoing Horn. Those are ways to technically get Bibarel in play, although there's no Bidoof in discard, so he can't get a Bidoof in play that way. Plus, he'd knock out the Bidoof too quickly. So it would essentially be guaranteed game at this point. And now I have no free to reply. Insane. Can attach. I'll attach an energy, might as well. And I'll hit him. So now Pat's blocked in play once again, which is ridiculous. This seems powerful. I don't know if he's there. I don't think he is. So the problem with live is, of course, desyncs. It's pretty common. You probably would have lost anyway, but I just hate when live makes it so you're no longer synced up and you just can't play a thing. Sometimes that happens in live. It's actually really annoying when live does that. I've had it happen to me where I just can't play any cards and I just sit there. It's rare, but when it happens, it's definitely tough. But I feel like he was in a losing spot anyway. At least. Let's see, what's in his discard? Down to Counter Catcher. 3 Venomoth? I didn't even realize I knocked out 3 for some reason, but I have 3 prizes left. That's crazy. Anyway, I think we should do one more game. Go on first. Which I definitely feel is correct, just because getting an early lock is vital to this deck. Okay, if I fight something that can one-hit me turn 1, this is a really bad start. But it's very possible I fight something like Zard that just can't really do that. And it's very possible I top deck a Nest Ball as well. There's a lot of possibilities here that mean I haven't necessarily lost yet. But I'm definitely in a scary position, nevertheless. Wait for you to set up. What is this? Huh. I've never seen this deck before. It's very unique. I think... Well, he could Iono, so I attach the Luminous. I'm going to attach the Band as well. I'm going to end my turn. So this takes no damage from EX and V. No! We're just going to wall each other all game? I should have put out Path. I didn't... Yeah, I should have put out Path the Peak, to be honest. I guess it means if he puts down his own stadium, it doesn't do much. But yeah, I should have put out Path. So I guess we just kind of sit here, hitting into each other, doing nothing. Iono, no. Makes me wish even more I put out Path. The problem is Mimikyu actually can power up and hit me with damage counters. And I don't really have a good way to get around Mimikyu. I do have a way, and that's attacking with Bibarel, which is definitely an option, and probably what I have to do here is attack with Bibarel. It's a lot of energy required to do so, but I can do it, and kind of have to do it, I feel like. It's definitely not what I ever want to do, though. If I can avoid attacking with Bibarel, I always will. But in this specific situation, it's correct. Now, do I lock Path in play? Do I just start hitting him? Or do I try to go immediately here powering up Bibarel? I feel like I'm going to lock Path in play for a little while. And then start powering up Bibarel in just a sec. Could block basic, but no, I'm going to lock path and play. It also prevents him from playing special energy, which could be nice. So he can't hit me. Eventually, he's going to try to pop the Mimikyu, I'm sure. But by that point, I'll have Bibarel ready to attack with. Which is not an ideal attacker, but it works. And I just do whatever is a possibility to work. If it is an attacker that's available, then I'm going to attack with it. Also, the Espathra eventually could one-hit me. If he gets enough energy on it. Which is honestly kind of crazy. That an Espathra can one-hit me. But this is winnable. I do wish I was still playing boss. I kind of removed boss from a previous list I had to make it possible to have more disruption, because you need a lot of disruption for this to work. Because Rigid Band and Devo came out and both are important. Anyway. There's an Espathra. Is he going to retreat to that anytime soon? Switch? He's going straight into Espathra. That seems wrong to me. I'm not sure if that's the correct play. How much damage does Espathra do? 150. I mean, he's doing good damage. Maybe it makes sense. It doesn't feel right to me, though, because Mimikyu is really what's shutting me down. Espathra ain't doing much to me. It's not, like, causing me issues, and he wants to cause me issues. Devo TM is not useful. No, I don't need it. It's like not terrible, but it's not needed. So I'll just get another Noivern up. Could be retreating to the Noivern, but problem is I don't have enough energy attached to it to actually use it, so that's not going to happen. Draw some cards. I'll put down another Noibat, might as well. And a Dominating Echo. Lock the stadium and play even longer. It is nice that locking the stadium and play prevents his ability from working, because his ability could be really annoying. I'm assuming he attaches Mimikyu here. Yep. Saw that coming. Well, Mimikyu's probably going to hit me a few times. Which is fine. The thing is, he's going to need to find a lot of energy. I mean, finding energy draws him, but he's going to have to keep drawing into more energy, so. I like the Rigid Band. Oh, it doesn't block the Mimikyu, but it's still okay. I think it's still fine to get out Iono. Some cards on the bottom of his deck, dig deeper into my own deck. Do I like the Rigid Band and the Bibarel? No, it's not necessary. I'll put it on here. And I think do I Nest Ball for anything? Is there anything worth getting? There's no Noiverns left on my deck, but I could try to do this just to get a possible another Noivern. Because I don't hate getting another Noivern up in this game. Could also get Spiritomb, but I don't think he's playing any basic Vs. Let's get another Noibat. It also thins my deck, so I like that. Oh, I should have Bibarel first. Oops. Should have Bibarel it all a little bit deeper. It's okay. It's okay. Giacomo. Interesting. Bring up Flittle? I thought he would bring up Mimikyu here. Maybe he has an energy to attach to his Zatu. Maybe he just doesn't have an energy at all while I bring up Flittle. I'm not sure. Oh, Flittle has Fear of Trade. I didn't realize. Gotcha. That's why I brought up Flittle. Makes sense. Free Retreat makes sense. It's funny how it's actually possible for me to win this when I really thought it was an awful matchup at first. I almost considered conceding, but it looks very possible at this point. As long as he doesn't attach too much energy to his Espathra stuff. He does need a lot of energy to one-hit me with it, though, so that's good. Research, that loses him an energy. Oh, no, he gets attached to, so no, it doesn't. Evolves that one. Really? Why? Why not the one with the energy attached? Because you do more damage to your energy attached. Huh. Probably has some reason I don't know of, but maybe not. Very interesting. Fog Crystal. Problem is I'm about to block the lock. I'm about to block him from locking path and play, so this path could become a threat. Okay. So now I have to start powering up Bibarel, essentially. I have Rope. I can use Rope. Definitely want to use Rope. Rope. I can hit into something now. Pick prize. That's actually really nice. I didn't even really remember I was playing Rope for some reason. Now who does he bring up? Anything he brings up is good for me. Okay, not to. Definitely slow down in the draw. I knocked out that not to. Think Iono? Yeah. Now this does mean he gets more damage on me with Mimikyu, which is definitely not ideal. But it's not like a worry. Ultra Ball away, double Aroma. I don't need those. Definitely don't need those. Do I even get Spiritomb? I might as well get Spiritomb, right? Oh, I can get another Bibarel, actually. I don't want to dig too deep in my deck. I gotta be careful not to do that. Counts as colorless. Yep. Okay. Gotta be careful not to dig too deep, but I do want to dig pretty darn deep. So this blocks damage. Yep. So it doesn't block effects. So it doesn't block Mimikyu's damage counters. So just Dominating Echo and lock the stadium and play again. There we go. What are the chances he doesn't have an energy in hand? Honestly, I feel like they're relatively high. And I gotta really hope he doesn't. Fog Crystal, okay. Darn, there's an energy. So now he's getting quite a bit of damage, or energy in play, which allows him to do quite a bit of damage. Do I just power? I don't know, this is such a weird situation. It's going to be very based on a coin flip on Bibarel as well, whether I can do much. Because the coin flip on Bibarel's tails, I don't knock out his Mimikyu, and then I'm in a really bad position. Very odd. Kind of a puzzling choice of what to do. Iono, okay. I'll give my energy back to the bottom. Imagine if he just attaches so much energy that he decks himself out. That'll be kind of crazy. Ghost Eye. So do I just leave this Noivern active and allow him to take more damage on it? Because what Espathar's 30, 60. Yeah, the Espathar's knocking it out at this point. So it's like, I feel like it just makes sense to kind of leave my setup as it is and just let him hit into me again. Dominating Echo. Doesn't do any damage, that's okay. I'm about to get a Bibarel attack. And that Bibarel attack is what's really going to matter. How the Bibarel attack turns out. Tulip. I'm glad he used that earlier. If he had used Tulip a little bit later, it could have caused issues. But instead, he didn't, so he can't get back the Mimikyu with it. Because him getting back Mimikyu with Tulip could be deadly, for sure. Alright, it's going to be really important that I get heads on this Bibarel. Then I can just win the game. If I get tails, I'm probably in a really bad position. It's a lot of energy, wow. Okay, that's fine. Now it's time for the Bibarel attack. Please, Bibarel, I can trust you, right, man? Right, man? Please be heads. Yes! And I knock out Mimikyu. Hope he's not playing another Tulip or a Rod. I feel like he's probably only playing one Tulip, though. So he's going to knock out Bibarel in turn, obviously, but that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. It's possible he bosses pass instead of knocking out Bibarel in turn. Defiance Band. Interesting. Oh my gosh. Yes. Brilliant. Dig deeper into your deck, that's fine. I love this. That's a lot of energy on that one Espather. Okay. Now what? Boss, darn. That's not ideal. Because now he takes 2 prizes, so I'll also getting a lot of damage on me. Let's see. As Pathra is currently doing, that one's doing 180 base. That's a lot of damage. So I think I actually attack with Bibarel here. I just retreat back into it and attack with it. Catch. Now, if I can get an Iono, that could be nice. Ultra Ball. Path. I do like having a Devo available, or if I have any in discard. I do like Devo in this situation, but I guess it doesn't take enough prizes, so it's not even worth it. So yeah, I'm not going to get rid of my whole hand, might as well. It does give him the ability to trap a Bibarel, but that's like fine. Because I just want to dig deep, essentially. If I can prevent him from finding boss with an Iono, that would be great. No! That sucks. I did not find Iono. He can probably boss me in game and win, but we'll see. I don't know for sure. The problem is he can attach a bunch of energy here, most likely. Research, not worth it, so I'll retreat. And I'll Tail Smash. We'll see if it's heads. Tails. Okay, that's fine. Not as important whether it's heads or tails here as it was before. We'll see how much energy he can apply. Hopefully not any more than he already has. Because he has plenty. Baby Espathra. Alright. That's fine. Fog Crystal. Fails it. Devo? Okay. This is so close, man. Attach there. Okay. Pick a prize. So I don't think he knocks me out immediately. I think he's a little bit less damage than he needs to knock me out. So that's good. Dominating Echo. So he's probably going to retreat and hit into me. And that gets a little bit sketchy. Let's see. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240. Yeah, he doesn't knock me out. If I was at hit on the energy curve by just one more energy, this would be a much better situation. But sadly, I can't attach another one to the Noivern, which messes up the prize trade too much. Maybe I should play boss in the stack. It might be more worth it. I can always try to deck him out, but it's probably not going to happen. Iono. Okay. Well, that definitely makes his deck bigger. I have, yeah, all my Noiverns are gone. Well, probably just game. It was a close one, for sure. Would have been nice if I could have finished it out. We'll see, though. We'll see. I think that's probably it. Because I hit him and then he finishes me off. I'm just judging. It increases the deck size, but that doesn't matter. And retreat. Pass. So close. So very close. Boss. GG! Very close game, man. That was kind of fun. Now, as you can see, this deck can beat the meta, such as all the Miraidons I fought. And it can also beat non-meta decks, but that last matchup was tough, that's okay. It still seems like a really solid deck, and I recommend you try it out. It's really fun to control your opponent in this way. See ya! And maybe, actually, watch the video on screen. It will be fun.